I never thought I'd bury my own wife alive in the backyard of the house she hated so much. But there I was, shovel in hand, sweat mixing with the chill November rain, her muffled screams fading into the dirt like the lies she'd fed me for years. And the worst part? As I patted down the soil over her makeshift grave, I realized I wasn't even sure if I regretted it, because the camera I'd hidden in Mom's room had shown me a truth that made mercy feel like just another betrayal. It started 6 months ago, in that godforsaken split level in Elmwood, Ohio, your classic Rust Belt suburb where everyone waves from their driveways but whispers about your business over backyard fences. I'm Dakota Hale, 38, the guy who fixes HVAC systems for faceless corporations, the one who coaches Little League on weekends to pretend life's got some normalcy left. My wife, Lena, was the sparkler in that dull fuse, sharp-tongued graphic designer from Cleveland, with tattoos snaking up her arms like secrets she couldn't keep covered. We met at a dive bar during a Browns game tailgate, her laughing at my shitty jokes, me falling for the way she called bullshit on the world without apology. Married 2 years later, quick and messy, like everything we did. Mom lived with us since Dad died of a heart attack 3 years back. Pancreatic cancer took him slow, but the end was fast, a gurgle in the night, and poof, gone. She was 64, sharp as a tack but frail, Parkinson's starting to cramp her hands around her rosary beads. We turned the basement into her space. Hospital bed, walker, the works. Lena played the dutiful daughter-in-law at first, cooking pierogies from scratch, binge-watching old sitcoms with her. "Family's all we've got, Dak," she'd say, her green eyes locking on mine like she meant it. I bought it hook, line, and sinker. But then the sneaking started. I'd wake up at 2 a.m., bathroom break, or whatever, and hear the creak of the basement stairs. Lena, in her silk robe, slipping down like a shadow. At first, I chalked it up to worry, Mom's tremors worsening, maybe Lena checking vitals. But it was every night, like clockwork. She'd be gone 20, 30 minutes, then back in bed, breath steady, pretending sleep. I asked once, casual over coffee, "You good with Mom? Hearing you down there late." She smiled that crooked grin, the one that used to melt me. "Just making sure she's comfy, babe. You know how she gets." I nodded, swallowed the knot in my gut. Trust, right? That's what marriage is in America. Blind faith wrapped in a mortgage and minivan payments. The doubts festered, though. Work was grinding me down. Endless overtime retrofitting AC units in strip malls, bosses writing me about quotas while the union talked strikes that never materialized. Home was my anchor. Mom's dry humor over dinner, Lena's playlists blasting Springsteen on lazy Sundays. But those nights gnawed at me. What if it was an affair? Some handyman we'd hired? Or worse, something with Mom? The thought twisted like a knife, taboo and ugly, the kind of suspicion that poisons a man from the inside. One Thursday, after a 12-hour shift, I stopped at Best Buy on impulse. Motion-activated nanny cam, disguised as a clock radio. $100, plug and play. Felt like a betrayal itself, spying on my own wife in my mother's sanctum. But the what-ifs were louder than guilt. I installed it that night while Lena was at her book club, tucked it on the dresser, angled at the bed. Synced to my phone app, live feed, or recordings. Heart pounding like I'd robbed a bank. I hit record and climbed the stairs, the house settling around me like it knew what was coming. The first clip hit my inbox at 1:47 a.m. Friday. Lena descending, robe loose, hair tousled. Mom stirring in bed, voice a rasp. "That you, Lena girl?" "Shoo, Evelyn." "Just me." Lena sat on the edge, hand on Mom's forehead, tender, almost loving. They whispered, low and urgent. "He suspects nothing?" Mom asked. Lena's laugh, bitter. "Dakota? He's too busy playing hero to see the villain in his bed." My stomach dropped. Villain? What the hell? I watched obsessively after that, deleting the app history like a junkie hiding tracks. Clips piled up, Lena slipping in, Mom waiting like a co-conspirator. It wasn't sex, thank Christ for small mercies, but it was intimate, charged. They'd talk in circles, regrets, accusations, fragments of a past I didn't recognize. "You promised," Mom hissed one night, her gnarled fingers clutching Lena's wrist. "I took the fall for you, Evelyn. 5 years in that shithole county lockup, for your screw-up." Lena's voice cracked. "It was mercy. You know what would have happened if the truth came out." "Mercy? Lockup?" My brain reeled. I'd known Lena had a juvie record, shoplifting, maybe some weed. The vague story she told over beers one night. But prison? And mom involved? The pieces didn't fit, but the camera didn't lie. I started digging, quiet-like. Pulled mom's old diaries from the attic. Yellowed pages smelling of mothballs and regret. Entries from '05. Evelyn's mistake could ruin us. The boy, Dakota. He's too young to carry this. The boy? Me? Flashes hit. That summer I was 16, the fire at the old mill. Everyone said I did it. Arson for insurance, they claimed. I confessed, scared shitless, took the plea. Juvie till 18, probation after. Mom swore it was my dumb rebellion. Hot-wired a car once, got mouthy with cops. I believed her. Carried the scar, jobs lost, side eyes at barbecues, like a badge of my fuck-up. But the diaries painted different. Lena's fire started it in a rage after the fight with her father. Evelyn covered, made it look like Dakota's. He took the blame to protect family. Protect? I was the fall guy? Mom and Lena, best friends since high school, thick as thieves, had orchestrated it? Rage boiled, hot and American. The land of second chances that never come if you're branded early. I confronted nothing yet. Needed proof, the full rot. Nights blurred. I'd fake sleep, phone buzzing silent alerts. Clips showed more. Lena feeding mom pills, not her meds, something blue and unmarked. For the pain, Lena murmured. Mom swallowed, eyes glassy. And the guilt. Poison? Or mercy killing? The ambiguity clawed at me. Lena's flips started showing. One night, sobbing into mom's shoulder. I love him, Evelyn. Dakota's the only good thing I ever touched. Next, snarling. He deserves to know. Let it burn us all. Mom, the puppet master, steering. Not yet. We finish what we started. What we started? The phrase echoed. I remembered whispers after Dad's death. Lena and Mom huddled in the kitchen, voices low. Dad's life insurance, 200 grand, barely covered debts and Mom's care. But Lena's freelance gigs dried up last year. We dipped into savings. Was this about money? The mill fire payout. Mom got a settlement, quiet, funneled into the house fund. Lies layered like onions, each peel stinging. By week 3, I was unraveling. Skipped work, tailing Lena to her yoga class. Watched her meet a lawyer in a coffee shop. Papers signed, envelope thick. Divorce? Well, my hands shook on the steering wheel of my Ford F-150, rain-slicked streets mirroring the storm in my head. That night, the clip was explosive, Lena raging. You let him take the blame for my fire, Evelyn. I was 18, drunk and broken. Dad beating on me again. And you pinned it on your own son? Mom's voice, steel. He was strong. You were shattered. And it kept the family whole. Whole. I'd lost scholarships, friends, a chunk of my soul to that mistake. The betrayal sank deep, roots in blood and small-town honor. America's underbelly, where loyalty's currency, and flipping it buys you nothing but ghosts. I plotted quiet, revenge, the slow-burn kind, not movie explosions. First, I swapped Lena's pills for placebos, watched her frustration mount as Mom's pain lingered. Then, anonymous tips to her clients. Whispers of embezzlement. Her designs borrowed. Freelance dried faster. She snapped at me over meatloaf. What's eating you, Dak? You're a ghost in your own house. I smiled bland. Just tired, Han. Pass the gravy. The flips accelerated. Lena cornered me one afternoon in the garage, eyes wild. Your mom's lying to you. About everything. Heart hammering, I played dumb. Like what? She hesitated, cunning flickering, then pulled back. Forget it. Paranoia. But the seed was planted. That night, camera caught her breakdown, kneeling by Mom's bed, begging. Tell him, Evelyn. Let me fix it. Mom's laugh, wheezy. Fix? You started the fire that scarred us all. He's mine to protect. Protect. The word mocked. I decided then, confrontation, but on my terms. Rented a cabin upstate. Told Lena it was our anniversary getaway. Mom to a facility for respite care. Ironic, that. Packed her myself, camera feed routed to a laptop. The drive north was tense, Lena fidgeting with the radio, switching from NPR to heavy metal. You okay? I asked, gripping the wheel. Just. Feeling off. At the cabin, log walls, lake view, isolation straight out of a true crime podcast. I laid it out. Laptop open, clips playing. The whispers, the pills, the diary scans I'd photographed. Her face drained white, then flushed fury. You spied on us. Your own family. Family, I spat. You burned that mill, Lena. Killed old man Hargrove inside. Arson homicide, they called it when I confessed. But it was you, raging at your ghosts. She lunged, nails raking my arm. I was defending myself. Dad, your father-in-law, was the monster, coming at me with fists and worse. The fire was accident, panic. Accident. Hargrove died, mill razed, my life torched. Mom's voice crackled from the laptop. I called the facility, speaker on. Dakota, baby, it was for you. Lena was lost. You were the steady one. Steady? I'd rotted in juvie, fights and regrets forging me into this hollow man. Lena whirled. Lies. Evelyn pushed me to it, covered for her precious boy, but twisted it all. She wanted the insurance, the payout to bury her debts. Mom gasped, denying. The flips peaked, each accusing the other, secrets spilling like blood from a vein. Lena's abuse, hidden. Mom's gambling debts predating Dad. My confession, coerced by tears and pleas. The climax shattered us. Lena grabbed a knife from the counter, kitchen utility, serrated for fish we'd never gut. In this, she hissed, not at me, but Mom's image on screen. I tackled her, the blade glancing my shoulder, hot sting but no deep cut. We wrestled, grunts echoing off pine walls, her cunning eyes pleading. Dak, I did love you. Still do. Mom's voice. Fight for him, Lena. Redeem us. Polarizing. Lena the victim turned villain. Mom the protector turned puppeteer. Who was right? The betrayed son, or the women who chained themselves in silence? I pinned her, zip ties from the tackle box biting her wrists. Why the nightly visits? Poison. She sobbed, snot and tears. No, truth serum, black market shit. Evelyn's lucid moments, piecing it together. We were confessing, planning to tell you clean. Serum? Or sedative to keep secrets buried? The app buzzed, Mom's vitals crashing at the facility. Overdose? My swap? No, her own hand, pills clutched in feed. Chaos. Sirens wailing as I dialed 911. Lena thrashing. Let me go, Dak. She's the snake. Mom flatlined on screen, her last whisper, forgive us. Ambulance raced, but too late. Lena, freed in the blur, bolted into the woods, cunning fox, vanishing like smoke. I sat in the dirt, blood from my scratch mixing with lake mud, the weight of it all crushing. Weeks blurred. Funeral for Mom, small, rain-lashed. Lena a ghost, worn out for assault, but no trace. I sold the house, pocketed the equity, drifted to Cincinnati, HVAC gigs turning freelance. Revenge? I tasted it, bitter as ash. The twist came in a manila envelope, no return. Photos of Lena, pregnant belly swelling, time-stamped last month. Note in her scrawl, our kid, Dak. Raise him right, or let the cycle burn. Your call. Debate rages in my head, mirror of the worlds. Was mercy killing Mom's end, or mine? Lena's fire accident, or justice? My burial fantasy, did I dig that grave in my mind, or hers in reality? I stare at the ultrasound pic, thumb tracing the blur of life. Happy ending? Tragic loop? Only time, that great American equalizer, will tell. But tonight, as thunder rolls over the Ohio River, I wonder if the camera is still rolling somewhere, capturing the next betrayal. The envelope sat on my motel nightstand like a landmine, that ultrasound grainy black and white proof of life's cruel punchline. Cincinnati's skyline flickered through the rain-streaked window, a jagged reminder that America's heartland beats on, indifferent to personal apocalypses. I, Dakota Hale, the fall guy turned ghost, fingered the note again. Our kid, Dak. Raise him right, or let the cycle burn. Your call. Lena's handwriting, loopy and defiant, the same that had scripted love letters and poison-laced lies. Pregnant. With my child, or some lovers she'd flipped to in her vanishing act. The math worked. Our sporadic tries at normalcy. Her late periods blamed on stress. But trust? That commodity was bankrupt. I didn't call cops. Not yet. The assault charge hung like a noose, but her belly bought time. Extradition be damned. A fetus complicated narratives. Instead, I drove 150 eating miles from Ohio to Kentucky, back roads where billboards hawked Jesus and lotto dreams. Mom's ashes in the glove box, earned cheap plastic from the funeral home. Spread me in the lake, she'd joked once. I hadn't. Kept her close, a talisman against the void. Memories looped, vicious as a bad acid trip. The mill fire, '05. Acrid smoke choking summer air, sirens wailing through Elmwood's cornfields. I was 16, awkward limbs and acne. Crushing on Lena from across the high school cafeteria. Her the wild one. Foster kid bounced between homes, me the dutiful son. That night, bonfire party at the abandoned mill, beers swiped from Dad's cooler. Fight erupted. Lena's dad, drunk mill worker, swinging at her over some slight. She grabbed a rag soaked in turpentine, cleaning supply left by vagrants. Lit it in rage, hurled toward him. Missed, hit beams instead. Whoosh, flames racing like Judgment Day. Hargrove, night watchman, trapped inside. His screams. God, the screams. I ran in, dragged him halfway before beams collapsed, leg pinned under rebar. Cops hauled me out, soot-blackened hero turned suspect. You started it, boy. The sheriff growled, Mom weeping beside. Lena vanished into shadows, Mom whispering to her later, Go, girl. I'll handle. And she did. Planted my lighter in the rubble, coached my confession. Joyride gone wrong. Spark from a cigarette. Juvie swallowed me. Concrete cells, gang tags etched in despair, nights jerking awake to phantom smoke. Released at 18, labeled arsonist, dreams of engineering college ash. Mom's diaries filled gaps, her debts from slots at the riverboat casino, Dad's denial fueling the lie. Dakota's strong, let him carry. Lena's fragile, needs escape. Fragile. The word curdled. Our marriage? Her gratitude twisted into possession, nightly vigils to Mom a ritual of atonement. Or control. The serum, online forums confirmed, black market scopolamine, truth elixir or mind eraser, smuggled from cartel borders. Had she dosed Mom to extract confessions or silence them? My placebo swap, coincidence or catalyst for her end? Bluegrass hills rolled by, Waffle House signs glowing like false beacons. I stopped in Lexington, motel again, cheap whiskey burning regrets. Called an old juvie buddy, now PI in Louisville. Ricky, tats faded, eyes sharp. Find her, Rick. Discreet. He grunted, fee steep but doable from house sale proceeds. Days stretched, job hunting at breweries, installing taps for hipsters who eyed my resume's gap like a felony tat. Nights, dreams of the cabin, Lena's eyes, green fire, begging redemption. Ricky's first hit, burner phone trace, pings to Nashville. Music City, fitting for her flips, country ballads of heartbreak and revenge. I loaded up, crossing state lines like a fugitive in my own story. Tennessee humidity clung, Nashville's neon pulse mocking my pulse of dread. Honky-tonks thumped with pedal steel and heartbreak anthems, crowds of bachelorettes and divorcees blurring faces. Ricky's next, dive bar on the edge, the rusty spur. She waitress there, alias Lila, belly hidden under aprons, tips funding a studio crash pad. I sat in shadows, baseball cap low, nursing a bud as she worked the floor, laughing at rednecks, tattoos peeking like accusations. Swollen ankles, glow of impending motherhood softening her edges. Our eyes met across the smoke. Shock, then cunning spark. She mouthed later, slipped a note with my tap. Alley. Midnight. Tension coiled, dark and American. Frontier justice in parking lots, where words or fists settle scores. Midnight. Gravel crunching under boots, sodium lights buzzing. She emerged, hoodie zipped over bump, breath fogging October chill. Dak, you look like hell. Feel it. Why run? Her laugh, hollow. Assault with a deadly fork? You'd have locked me up, played the victim card. Victim. I stepped close, voice low thunder. You torched my life, Lena. Juvie tattoos, job blacklists, all for your accident. She flinched, hand protective on belly. It wasn't, Dad was raping me, Dak. Weekly, since 13. That night, he lunged, I swung wild. Hargrove, collateral in a town that protected monsters. Rape. The word landed like a gut punch, rewriting the script. Mom knew. Diaries hinted. Lena's burdens heavy. Evelyn shields. Shielded by sacrificing me? Her flips again. I confessed to Evelyn after. She said cover it. Insurance for her debts. Fresh start for us. Dakotal'll understand someday. But he didn't. Tears tracked mascara. I loved you for taking it. Hated myself for letting you. Loved. Past tense. I grabbed her arms, gentle but iron. The serum? Nights in Mom's room. Truth hunt stack. Dosed her to unlock memories. Hers, mine. Planning the big reveal. Over wine. Tears. Your placebos? She panicked, swallowed the real stash. My swap killed her? Or freed her? Polarizing poison. The kid. I nodded at her middle. Yours. Tested. Wanted to trap you? No, hope. Break the cycle. Hope. The great con. Peddled in self-help aisles and Super Bowl ads. We talked till dawn, words carving new wounds. Her Nashville life. Crashing with a fiddler. Gigs drying as belly swelled. My Cincinnati limbo. Empty apartment. Mom's ghost in every corner. Come back, she whispered. Fight the charges, self-defense, cabin fever. Fight. But revenge whispered. Turn her in, watch her rot like I did. Decision hung, controversial as a jury verdict. I drove her to a clinic first. Prenatal check, ultrasound confirming. Boy, due February. Heartbeat thump echoing my own fractured rhythm. Then, board her back to Ohio, her hand on my knee, tentative bridge. But twists lurk in taillights. Ricky's final report slipped under my doorpost drop. Photos of Lena, pre-Nashville, meeting a man in Cleveland, Silver Fox, lawyer from the coffee shop. Papers signed, custody agreement, dated before the cabin. Not divorce, adoption. She'd planned to sell our kid, pay debts, vanish clean. Or was it Mom's will forged? The envelope's note, bait or genuine plea. Rage reignited, dark and tinsel. I confronted her in the passenger seat, printouts slapping dashboard. Adoption? Selling our son. Her face crumpled, then hardened, cunning queen. Survival, Dak. Mom's debts swallowed us. Your hero act blinded you. I flipped the script for us. For us. The lie that started it all. Highway blurred, rain sheeting. I pulled over at a rest stop, Ohio welcome sign mocking. Out. She stared, belly between us like a shield. Dak, please. Out, Lena. Cycle ends here. She stumbled into gravel, sobbing as taillights faded. Cops. No, let karma's cops handle. I drove on, ultrasound burning pocket. Boy child's fate mine alone. Months ground. Court battles for custody. Abandoned, but viable via records. Cincinnati nursery assembled. IKEA crib mocking solitude. Lena surfaced in news. Arrested in Kentucky. Bar fight turned flight. Charges stacked. Assault. Fleeing. Fraud on the adoption scam. Bail denied. Belly no mercy. Birth came via proxy. Social worker delivery. Boy named Elias, after Mom's dad. Tiny fists. Eyes my green. I held him. Revenge's hollow victory. Happy. Tragic? As he cooed, I whispered secrets. Fire's truth. Flips forgiven? Debate eternal, in courtrooms and cribside vigils. Yet, in quiet hours, Shovel's ghost haunts. Did I bury her alive that night in fantasy, or resurrect us all? Elias's cries pierced the thin walls of my one-bedroom in Clifton, Cincinnati's arty fringe, where baristas quote Kerouac and rents eat paychecks alive. 6 weeks old, colic king. His wail's a siren's call to my frayed nerves. Reminder that revenge's bill comes due in diapers and 3 a.m. feedings. Dakota Hale, ex-fall guy turned single dad, juggled freelance HVAC with baby Bjorn's, coffee 4 dripped into veins. Lena's shadow loomed. Headlines in the Inquirer, fugitive mom nabbed. Arson past unearthed. Her juvie file unsealed in the circus, fire's truth spilling public. Sympathy swung, victim of abuse or calculating arsonist. Talk radio frothed. Another deadbeat damning the system. Court dates piled like snowdrifts. Her arraignment. Hamilton County, fluorescent hell where dreams divorce reality. I watched from back row, Elias bundled against my chest, her eyes locking, defiant green, belly gone, wrists cuffed. Dak, she mouthed. No plea, just a nod to the unborn between us. Bail hearing next. Prosecutor painted her villain. Fire starter, serum smuggler, child seller. Defense flipped. Trauma survivor, mom's dupe. Judge split the difference. House arrest, ankle monitor, psych eval. Conditions, no contact with me or Elias. Violation, lockup. She called anyway. Burner to my cell. Voicemail crackle. He's beautiful. Like you. Don't poison him with hate. Hate. Was it that, or justice? I deleted, but saved the recording, evidence in my growing dossier. Revenge evolved. Not burial, but exposure. Anonymous posts to Reddits r/true crime. Threads dissecting the Elmwood fire. Local legend. Kid took fall for girlfriend's rage kill. Comments polarized. Hero dad versus mom's the real monster. Gambling debts? Mom's ghost stirred. Her casino tabs surfaced via Ricky's digs, predating the blaze. Evelyn Hale, pillar of PDA, slots queen in shadows. Nights, Elias nursing bottle. I'd scroll X, formerly Twitter, in our endless rebrand America. Hashtags Elmwood arson, trending local. Lena's lawyer spun narrative. GoFundMe for abuse survivor mom. Pulling 5 figures from bleeding hearts. I countered quiet. Tips to investigators. Serum source traced to a Toledo pharmacist, indicted. Her flips documented. Witnesses from Nashville bar. Lila bragged about duping her ex. Kid as leverage. Leverage. The word festered. Spring thawed. Elias's gurgles turning coos. I dated once. Barista from the coffee shop. Tattoos and optimism. Heavy past. I warned over IPAs. She laughed. Aren't we all? Post-Trump America, everyone's scarred. Scarred. Mine itched. Juvie tats faded but stories etched. We fizzled. Baby Judy's trumped sparks. Work steadied. Contract with a hospital. Installing vents in ORs. Irony thick. Breathing life into sterile spaces while mine wheezed. Lena's psych eval leaked. Redacted, but juicy. Subject exhibits narcissistic traits. History of manipulation stemming from familial abuse. Recommendation. Therapy. Co-parenting possible post-sentencing. Co-parenting? With the woman who dosed my mom? I petitioned for sole custody, affidavit stacking, fire confession, adoption fraud. Hearing loomed, summer swelter turning courthouse to sauna. Twist dropped like a gut shot. Ricky's call, voice gravel. Dak, your mom's not clean. Autopsy addendum, serum in system, but self-administered. Note found. For the pain of lies. Forgive Lena. She's the daughter I wished for. Wished for. Mom's barren years post me. Envy of Lena's youth? The plot thickened. Diaries gaps filled by a cousin's attic find. Letters from Evelyn to Lena. 03. Leave that house, girl. Come to us. Dakota needs a sister figure. Sister? Incest whispers? No. Metaphoric, but controversial enough to smear. I drove to the prison visitor center, Elias at a sitter's. Lena across plexiglass, thinner, eyes haunted. You came. For answers. Words tumbled. Mom's note. Letters. Her laugh. Broken. Evelyn obsessed. Molded me as her redo. Pushed the cover up. Said you'd thank us. The serum? Her idea. To confess pure. Pure. The delusion dripped. Her hand pressed glass. Mine mirroring. The baby, Elias. He's redemption. Let me see him. Temptation clawed. Family fractured. But blood calls. Prove it, I said. Testify. Full truth, no flips. She nodded, tears silent. For him. Sentencing neared. Plea deal brewing. Arson reduced to manslaughter. Serum conspiracy dropped. Polarizing pleas. DA wanted max. Her team mercy for the abused. I testified neutral. Facts only, no rage. Judge eyed me. Mr. Hale, you've borne much. What's justice here? Justice. American enigma. Scales tipped by wallets and whispers. Verdict. 5 years probation, community service, supervised visits post 6 months. She walked, monitor beeping. First visit. Park in Hyde Park, leaves turning crimson. Elias on blanket, chubby fists waving. Lena knelt, awe cracking her facade. My boy. Touch tentative, then fierce hug. I watched, heart split, revenge sated? Or seated anew? Fall deepened, routines settling. Playdates with other single dads, grill-outs where stories swapped like baseball cards. Rough X? One asked, flipping burgers. You could say. Laughter masked the abyss. Lena's visits weekly. Therapy mandated. Her flips tamed to apologies. I dosed to heal, Dak. Twisted, but true. Heal. The serum's ghost. But secrets burrow. One night, Elias feverish, I rifled her purse for meds. Found a vial, blue remnants. Relapse? Or plant? I flushed it, said nothing. Trust tightrope. Climax brewed at Thanksgiving. Family dinner, ironic circle. My aunt hosted, turkey intentions. Lena arrived, pie in hand, monitor hidden under slacks. Toast clinked, to second chances. Eyes met across table. Hers cunning flicker? Mine wary. Post-meal, kitchen huddle. Dak, the letters. Evelyn wanted us together before marriage. Said it fixed her regrets. Together. As what? The taboo hummed, controversial undercurrent. Elias toddled, crashing into legs, innocence anchor. But as pie plates cleared, my phone buzzed. Anonymous text, photo of Lena at casino, recent, slots glowing. Debts unpaid? Or setup? Rage simmered, dark tea. I followed her home that night, shadows tailing taillights. Her apartment, low rent, toy strewn. Inside, voices, man, low rumble. Silver Fox lawyer? I peered window, heart slamming. Her laughing, check in hand. Insurance payout, mom's policy revisited. Fraud. Door burst, my doing, lock picked from juvie days. Lena. She whirled, lawyer scrambling pants. Dak, wait. Flips final. It's not. He's helping with appeals. Appeals for what? The check. Forged beneficiary. Her name over mine. Wrestle ensued. No blades. Fists and fury. Lawyer fleeing. You never stop. I ward. She spat blood. Eyes fire. Survival. Your mom's ghost debts. We share them. Share. The cycle spun. Elias's cry from sitters. Pickup dash. Her sirens wailing behind. Cops. Mutual arrests. Disorderly. But her priors tipped scales. Back to lockup. Probation violated. I bailed myself. Elias safe. Revenge's apex. Her cell. My freedom. But twists barb. The lawyer's card. Dropped in scuffle. Call returned. Dakota? Evelyn's will. Codicil. She left everything to Lena. For the true daughter. You get the house. Debts. True daughter. Mom's final flip. Birthing betrayal anew. Polarizing end. Lena jailed. Me indebted. Elias witness to war. Winter clamped Cincinnati in ice. The Ohio River a steel vein snaking through slushy despair. Elias, 8 months now, babbled at snowflakes from our frost-laced window, oblivious to the noose tightening around my neck. Foreclosure notices stacking like mom's old medical bills. Evelyn's gift of debts a millstone disguised as legacy. I, Dakota Hale, Revenge's weary architect, pawn tools for formula, HVAC gigs sparse in the freeze. Lena's incarceration. County jail, 6-month hold for violation. Appeals crawling like molasses. Her letters arrived weekly. Prison stationery scrawled with pleas. For Elias. Get me out. Out. As if freedom was hers to claim. After flips that flipped my world to ruin. Auntie's Christmas. Tinsel and turkey. Forced cheer in her ranch house. Lights twinkling lies. Elias on her lap. Gummy grins melting ants. How's the little man? Uncle Joe boomed. Beer and fist. Surviving. I muttered. Plate piled high but appetite ash. Whispers circled. That wife's a piece of work. Arson witch. Sympathy soured to schadenfreude. Small-town sport. I nodded, swallowed bile. Revenge's aftertaste. Hollow, like winning a fight only to limp away. New Year's brought resolutions farce. Therapy mandated for custody stability. Shrink's office. Leather couch. Kleenex box. Questions probing wounds. Anger at Evelyn. Betrayal's a spectrum, I said. Mom sacrificed me for her family. Lena burned it down. Dr. Patel nodded, turban crisp. And forgiveness? Forgive? America's sacrament, preached from pulpits to talk shows, but tasting like surrender. For Elias, I lied. Truth, buried alive in my mind. Both women 6 feet under grudges. Spring thaw coincided with Lena's release. Early out for good behavior, monitor reapplied. Supervised visits resumed. Park again, green shoots mocking buried seeds. She arrived gaunt, hair cropped practical, eyes scanning for traps. Missed him. Elias crawled to her. Trust innate. Kids, the ultimate con. They played blocks, her laughter rusty. Dak, the will, fight it. Lawyer says contest on undue influence. Influence. Mom's letters to her. My girl, closer than blood. Closer. The incest specter, though platonic, fueled tabloid fodder, local rag. Incestuous secrets in arson saga? I hired a probate shark, fees eating savings. Discovery unearthed more. Mom's casino logs. Losses ballooning pre-fire. Payout funneled not to house, but Lena's escape fund. College tuition she never used. Instead community college and our shotgun wedding. Evelyn's guilt money. Lena explained over coffee, neutral ground. She confessed once. Dosed herself. Said the fire was her idea. To torch the mill and Hargrove. her old boss who assaulted her young. Assaulted. Echoes rippling. Generational trauma. Women weaponizing fire against monsters. Her flip? I took the blame in her mind. Swapped stories to protect you. Protect. The word, weaponized anew. Polarizing puzzle. Mom the original arsonist? Hargrove's death, justice, or murder? My confession, triple-layered lie. Court dragged summer. Probate hearing, air thick with legalese. Judge, grizzled vet. Mr. Hale, your mother's intent clear. Ms. Lena's maiden as beneficiary. Maiden, Kowalski, Polish roots like Pyragus and pain. My shark countered. Coercion via serum, emotional manipulation. Exhibits, vials, diaries, letters. Lena testified, voice steady. Evelyn was mother, sister, confessor. The debts? Ours shared. Shared. Jury of peers, housewives, truckers. Eyed her belly scar, softened. Verdict split estate. House to me, contents to her, symbolic carve. Debts? Forgiven via insurance rider, mom's secret policy. Windfall, 50 grand, debts dissolved. I walked out solvent, but soul-scarred. Revenges denouement. Cabin revisit. Elias strapped to back. Lake glassy under August sun. Lena invited. Truce terms. We hiked the path, her steps measured by monitor. Remember? She asked, knife-sight shoulder-aching phantom. How could I forget? Words flowed, cathartic flood. Fire's full truth. Mom's assault by Hargrove. 80s cover-up. Lena's echo. Dad's abuse. My sacrifice. Unwitting seal. At the clearing, picnic spread. Sandwiches, no blades. Elias napped, birdsong tense. Twist time, she said, pulling envelope. DNA results. Elias hers, but not biologically yours, Dak. Donor, anonymous, from our tries. But your dad in every way. Not mine. The ultimate flip, Hope's bastard child. Rage surged, but ebbed. Blood's overrated. Loves the gamble. Raise him right. I echoed her note. She nodded. Tears. Together? Temptation. Family rebuilt. Cycles cracked. Or solo. Safe in solitude. Debate ignited internal forum. Her release's real redemption or cunning chain. Mom's will, final manipulation? I chose. Both. Co-parenting pact. Her apartment nearby. Visits free. Therapy joint. First night. Elias to her. My empty crib echoing. Sleepless vigil. Phone silent. Fall turned. Leaves blood orange. Grill out with dads. Ex back in picture? Sort of. Laughter. Beers popped. Life's rhythm. American gritty. Flawed folks fumbling forward. Yet, shovel dreams persist. Dirt under nails. Muffled pleas. Happy ending? Tragic tease? As Elias's first word, mama, bridged us, I pondered. Revenge buried. Or just dormant. The camera in my mind rolls on, capturing the gray where right and wrong blur eternal. Twist finale. Months later, attic cleanout. Mom's last diary, post-cabin, Dakota free. Lena carries the flame. Elias? They're light. I go forgiven. Forgiven. By whom? The debate. Readers now. Cheer the reunion or curse the con. In Ohio's heart, under endless sky, the story ends mid-breath. Yours to argue.